Welcome to day 4 of the winter detox. It certainly is winter here in Bend, Oregon, isn't it? It's been really cold outside. I've been living in the sauna a lot, so I guess a good week for the detox. Anyway, so you've made it through day 3. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Some people you might be noticing, what are you noticing? Are you noticing that you have more energy, you have better sleep, decreased, cravings? I noticed something really interesting this morning. I usually drink a cup of coffee and that's all in the morning. So I haven't had my coffee for 4 days, 4 or 5 days. So it's interesting. My husband's a big coffee drinker, and the smell in the morning is always like, oh, it's a little enticing. And he was pouring his cup of coffee, and normally I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. Today, I didn't even have any desire for it, it's just so interesting how things can shift in our bodies when we start changing these habits. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make myself just a little green tea latte and with oat milk, and it was delicious, and I was totally satisfied. So I just think it's kind of interesting to notice some of these patterns that we're starting to develop, or ones maybe that we're starting to move away from. um, yeah, that's kind of the purpose of doing this. It's like you just get to kind of notice and stand back maybe and see, like, what are some of those habits that I have that maybe aren't really serving me. um, and not to say coffee's bad, but it's like if you drink a lot of it, that's probably not great. But just notice that, these habits, maybe that if you are drinking like 5 cups of coffee a day, maybe that's probably not, serving you the best. So, yeah. And I mean, maybe you're not feeling any better. Maybe you're in the thick of it right now, which is very possible. Especially if you've had kind of some long-standing habits with caffeine or sugar or alcohol or certain types of food. Yeah, so maybe you might be in the thick of it still. So if you are, just make sure that you're continuing to support yourself in all those ways. You're getting the hydration that you need, you're sweating, you're moving, you're getting enough rest, you're getting nourishing foods, which if you're, following the detox meal plan, then yes, you should be getting plenty of beautiful, healthy, nourishing food. So just continue to do all those things, and I promise you, you're going to get through it. And just trust your body to know what to do, because it does, and it will recalibrate. It's just going to take. It might take a little time for you. Um, I kind of liken it to putting bad gas in a car. So if you have bad gas in the car and you put premium gas in, there's still some bad gas in there. So it's going to take a while for that bad gas to get out of the engine. It's the same thing in our bodies. So even though you're putting in these healthy foods, it might take a little bit of time for um, these things to get out of your system that aren't so good for you. So just know that, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There really is. I promise you, you're going to feel so much better. And yeah, just take a moment also to kind of just encourage yourself and give yourself that love and a pat on your back for like doing this, because it really is hard to change habits. It really is. Our brain does not want to do it. It likes habits. It likes to be comfortable. It likes to seek pleasure. It wants to avoid pain. So it's really easy to stay in these default patterns. So, good job in sticking with this. And it's not easy. So give yourself some credit for that, because it takes effort. So yeah, good for you for doing this, for making the choice to do this for yourself. Such out of a place of self-care and self-love, and yeah, just supporting your health so you can do those things that you want to do. Go back to your why. What's important to you? What do you love? What matters most to you in this world? What do you want to be doing? And doing well, have the energy to do it and to do it well. not do it from a place of lack or striving or grinding, or it just doesn't feel good. It's not good on our bodies, it's not good on our minds. So really finding a place, coming from a place of love and nourishment. It really is. These nourishing rhythms are so good for our bodies and our brains. Our bodies and our brains love rhythm. So when we're giving them these beautiful, like, nourishing rhythms, to support ourselves, we're able, it's almost like, I feel, for me, this is my personal opinion, it feels very grounding to me in what sometimes seems like a very chaotic world. uh, I look to these practices. I don't know. I do have other practices, but maybe this is a practice for you too. Just learning to cook for yourself in a healthy way and learning to eat healthy foods. Maybe this is new for you, but maybe this will become your norm, I hope. So yeah, so this, just finding these daily, grounding practices, nourishing food, going to bed at a good time, feeding ourselves, healthy food, drinking enough water, moving our bodies. All of these things can really just do so much to support us, not only physically but mentally, and help us to feel safe. It helps us to feel grounded in kind of a chaotic world sometimes. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. I don't know, you might have a different take, but that's kind of where I come from. Um, what else? Yeah, this was pretty interesting because my husband was asking me the other day. He's like, "Well, what's the point of doing a detox if you just go back to eating the foods that you did when you're done?" And I was like, "Well, it's kind of like a car. It's like doing maintenance on a car. You're going to change your oil, right? You're not going to just drive around forever with the same oil in your car, or your car will burn up and it go kaput." But yeah, so it's really just kind of maintenance. I was describing, it's just really maintenance for your body, and especially for our livers, which are so hardworking. It just is really nice to give them a break sometimes and really support them. So yeah, so I'm just so glad that everyone's here doing this. It really is. It's so important for our health in many ways. And we are planning to do this quarterly. So we're going to plan on doing a winter, spring, a summer, and a fall. And I think our next one is probably going to be, I think, in June. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think we're going to do one maybe late May or June. So stay tuned for that. If you're enjoying this and you feel like this is something you want to continue with, it just helps to have a group, I think, around it. It also helps to have some guidance. So yeah, I hope to see some of you in the next one. Once again, if you have questions, if you're struggling, if you are not sure where to go, what to do, what to think, please reach out to me via the Facebook group, if you're in the Facebook group. If not, through the Elixir portal. And all right, I wish you good luck with the rest of day 4. You're on the home stretch. Tomorrow's our last day. So I'm so proud of everyone. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.